Hello, and welcome to today's live podcast interview on Lifestyle with Luke Lintott, the top podcast for corporate health, wellness, and living your best life. Today, Megan and I are going to go deep into energy medicine, how to heal, call in love, and attract your desires sooner and better. And we're excited to announce that we are collaborating for the San Diego Energy Medicine Retreat on September 14th. You are invited to join us for a magical day of yoga, wellness, Reiki energy medicine. Not just that, we're going to include a vegan gourmet lunch with your registration, VIP Lululemon Day, and a $100 swag bag full of the best gifts from Lotus and Luna, one of my corporate wellness clients, and a $50 gift certificate. So it's going to be fire. We already have people signed up to join us, and we don't want you to miss out on the party. We still have 11 spots available, y'all, and it is $200 off for the next 48 hours. So just comment below if you're interested in more information. And I'm so very excited to be joined by Megan Guy, the top Reiki practitioner in San Diego. And Megan is a wonderful soul. We met each other actually in Mexico at my first self-love retreat, and it's been amazing ever since. Through years of study and dedicated practice, she intuitively blends the modalities of Reiki, energy frequencies, music, yoga, nutrition, meditation, energy medicine movements, and accessing the subconscious mind to guide the journey of genuine healing. Megan is joining us right now live from My Reiki RX in beautiful La Jolla, San Diego, California. Thank you so much, Reiki. Thank you so much, Megan, my Reiki master, for joining us. And I would love to hear more about your journey, your why, what brought you to where you are today.
Wonderful. Can you see and hear me?
I can,
I'm
yes.
okay. Just double checking because of the Mercury retrograde that we are in, making sure that my computer is doing what it should. Thank you so much for that amazing and warm welcome. It's an honor that to just work with you. And like Luke was saying, we met in 2019 at a self-love retreat in Mexico, and we just the universe aligned us and we were guided to be partners. And it's been just so much growth together over the last couple of years. So I feel like this retreat we have coming up has been like brewing in our hearts and our minds for way before we even met. So the fact that this is happening now in September feels so good and feels like it's been in the cards for us for lifetimes before that. And now we get to really help people. So a little bit about my background is I started my journey with Reiki back in 2014. At the time, I didn't realize it, but I was not living my truth. I was not living my Dharma. I was in school to be a physical therapist. And one of my friends just mentioned casually if I wanted to do this like hands healing class with her. And little did I know it was Reiki, energy medicine. So fast forward to many twists and turns in my story and relearning and unlearning certain things. I now am very proud to say I have experienced thousands of hours of Reiki and hundreds of clients, and just opened my own office in La Jolla. Um, Actually, yesterday, the Lions Gate, which was a really powerful day energetically, marked the 1 year that I woke up in the morning last year on August 8th, and I had this intuitive feeling that I needed to begin my own practice by myself. So it was 8:30 in the morning. I picked up the phone and I called the owner of the business that I worked for and just put in my notice. And I didn't know where I was going, what was going to happen after that. I just had to trust, radically trust my energy and my intuitive thoughts. And I gave 3 months notice, but I was just reflecting yesterday that, oh my gosh, a year ago, I would have never imagined I'm where I am right now. And so that's how this energy, when we get aligned and we start trusting, that's the way that we kind of come into flow. Doesn't mean that everything goes perfect and it's, everything's laid out before us, but when we follow these pings, it's incredibly powerful. And I'm just so grateful.
Absolutely.
So
Congratulations on all of your accomplishments, Megan. It's beautiful to
thank
see you
you.
blossom. And once again, we met back in 2019 at a retreat. And I remember at that time, even for my own self, I was not as much aligned with my Dharma. And I let the fear hold me back and stop me from really accessing the answers within. And I know for me, it was through the Reiki, the energy medicine, through the movement, and through community, through retreat, through meeting others that are on similar but also different paths that I've really tapped into my fullest potential and who I'm truly meant to be while in this bodysuit on this planet, doing these great things in terms of retreats, right? Doing a retreat in Thailand, doing our retreat together, and corporate wellness, and the list goes on, calling in love, all these great things. And I know for me, energy is everything, Megan. And it's so funny because most of my life I ignored that and I kept repeating old cycles, not realizing that that inner voice within me was right all along. And I'm curious for the people out there that are really desiring that awakening and want to really get in touch with their energy rather than the flood of notifications, what have you, that we're in nowadays. What words of wisdom would you give to them?
So the energy that we're trying to access is usually not in our conscious awareness. It's in our subconscious. And so our subconscious in the work that I do, I interchangeably call it the inner child. So those are our patterns. Like Luke, have you ever been in a situation where you're like, I keep doing the same thing over and over again, and I know that I shouldn't think that way or do that thing. I shouldn't. I know that I don't want to think that way, but I do it anyway. Have you had those types of patterns in your life?
Absolutely. Self-sabotage. Absolutely.
Yeah, so that is where what we work with. We work with those kind of hidden patterns. They're not so hidden, but in our conscious awareness, they are because, the things I do day to day and the ways that I feel, the limiting beliefs and even the great beliefs that I have that help me are all programmed in my subconscious mind that is energy. So every single thing that we experience in our life starts with a thought. So imagine when we're little, and let's say we're 3 years old, and our one of our parents says, "You're too loud, you talk too much." And they tell me that over and over again. What's going to be a belief that most likely I'm going to program into my subconscious is that I'm loud and that I talk too much. And I have two options then. I'm either going to turn off completely if I feel like that was like a bad thing, or I might just own it and it becomes some another one of my traits, because if my parent told me that I talk too much and I'm loud, that's going to in some way, if I continue to think that thought, that's some in some way going to manifest in my life, whether it's going to be a way that I hold myself back or I think of it as a bad thing, or if my parents tell me it's a good thing, maybe I just become this very loud person that like doesn't have a lot of awareness around certain things. So that's just one example, one very small example. Now, what we do with Reiki is we look at ourselves as an energetic being. Every single thing in the universe is vibrating at a frequency. We are all energy. Einstein said the key to the future and understanding ourselves, it all lies in understanding frequency and energy. Every one of our thoughts can turn into an emotion. They all carry a specific frequency. So in my practice, I use other modalities other than just Reiki, so music or essential oils or crystals that also carry a frequency to help us get this really whole holistic approach to releasing what's in the body. And a lot of those thoughts that we're releasing from the subconscious, we just get to release them and we never have to even know exactly what they were. Because it's proven in order for us to release trauma or um, anything in our life, we do not have to relive it. We don't have to talk about it unless we want to. So we can really approach it from a completely energetic point. Like I just had a client right before our meeting today, and they said to me right at the end of our session, I've been trying to release this pain from this past relationship for a very long time. I've gone to therapy for years. After their first Reiki session, they felt the energy leave their body from this person.
Wow.
So Yeah, and they were like, I didn't know what Reiki really was. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to trust it. I mean, and this, I've only seen this client 3 times. This was our third session. So this was just a few weeks ago. And they were like, it just clicked energetically because in my mind, I wanted to let them go, but the energy in my body hadn't been guided into how to do that yet. So I just thought that was so I just think I thank the guides, I think Reiki, I think this energy so much because that's just beautiful and we all deserve that.
Absolutely. Wow. Congratulations. So it sounds like your clients have had amazing outcomes through doing the Reiki. And a lot of the times, people come to us who are at the end of their rope, right? They've tried therapy, tried these other things, and maybe it didn't work for them for whatever reason. And
Mhm.
I know for me, like I've been thinking about it in my own experience of healing, that this body, the physical things that I've manifested are side effects of doing all this energy work. Because as you were mentioning, energy is everything. Like attracts like. Earlier today, I was actually in La Jolla near where Micro Reiki RX is,
Yeah.
and I was attracted to go to this coffee shop, Megan. And I got in and I just hit it off with the bartender. They made me a mocktail, and someone at the actual place I was at wants to join our retreat. And I was like, wow, because I listened to that inner voice, that energy. Now, we're in a time of data. We're in a time when even when you're looking for a coffee shop, most people look at TripAdvisor or Yelp. They will sometimes push down that energy. And I know in my own experience, I think it's so wonderful when you really do listen to that inner voice because magic can truly happen, whether it's in who you meet, what you do, how you feel. For people that are really stepping into that, like what are some basic first steps they can take to really, really trust in that energy and that and heal that energy? Yeah. What are some basic first steps? Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds like you are really your intuition is really turned on, right? So that's our
Yes.
third eye. And energy work, we all no matter how in tune you are with your energy, you have some level of intuition. And that's another thing that Reiki helps us to cultivate is, we're told everything you need is already inside of you and that you can trust yourself. But how can we truly do that if we are more operating in the 3D or the cerebral mind? That's where all our fear lies or those limiting beliefs or that self-doubt. So when we can bring more peace to that voice or those thoughts, we naturally shift more into flow, into the 5D consciousness, which is also our third eye, this intuition. Oh, I should go in that coffee shop. I'm not really sure why, but I'm just going to go and see who comes in. And normally there will be a, oh my gosh, I followed my intuitive pings and here I am. And when so my advice to somebody starting out would be to listen to your inner guidance with the small things first. So something quite small. I'm going to go into that coffee shop and get a coffee. Now, then you kind of see how that unfolds. So right now, if you're practicing with your intuition, you're kind of building that trust like, oh my gosh, I was so supposed to be there. So then you can fast forward into something like I did, which was like I woke up in the morning and was like, I think I'm doing the wrong thing. I should make a phone call right now and see, and then it took a year to see how that unfolded, or not quite a year, but, many months to be like, wow, had I not listened to that ping, that intuitive ping that morning, I know I would still on some level come to the same outcome. But I really followed my desires and my inner knowing, trusting that my intuition is stronger than anything anybody could ever tell me. And so, what I like to do with a lot of my clients is many people will seek Reiki because they want answers. They want somebody to tell them, here are the steps, do this, and this is what you need to do. Now, Reiki, I'll give you the tools, but very rarely is there going to be the perfect map of exactly what you should do. And I think that that's beautiful because we get the tools, we feel the encouragement, we feel the safety so that we can move through life in a more like divinely led way. But I don't want to be the person that's like, okay, do this, because that takes that person's power away. And a lot of the things in our world already disempower us. So we use the tools of energy to guide you. And let me tell you, the universe is much more powerful and creative and exquisite in all the ways it will bring to us our desires. Our human mind can only see so much. That's why we have to rely on this bigger picture of like, okay, I think of it as meeting the energy halfway. These are my desires. This is like what I'm willing to do. I'll make the phone call to move into my next chapter. Now, spirit, show me what the options or what comes towards me. And then you kind of are working with this higher energy to get to where you want to be in your life. So,
Fabulous. That really got me thinking about how when you decide what you're calling in, a bridge will be created to get you there. And we can really attract anything in life. The matter is that we don't know the how, but everything is possible. Everything is energy. I know in my own experience, before I did energy medicine, including Reiki, before I did mindfulness, including meditation and yoga, I lived in the past and I was worried about the future. And this stopped me from being here in the present moment where transformation can take place. And I know after I meditate, that's when the epiphany comes to me, Megan, that I should call that person, like you said, that I should send that email, what have you. Okay. And I've just really truly seen magic come out of that. And even in my own, in simple things, right? Like in my recent, I did a photo shoot for my book from the cover, and my energy was so good. And you could feel that in the pictures that showed up, right? And so I'm so thankful that I've shifted what I'm doing, who I'm around, and that I went to my own retreat. And I know for people there that are kind of on the fence for whatever reason about doing our retreat, dipping their toe into energy medicine beyond, what words of wisdom would you give them if they're feeling some sort of trepidation, hesitation?
I think if you're feeling resistance, then you should be really curious of what the story is. Is it oh, like what if I don't fit in, or what if like this energy medicine isn't real? Like what if everybody, I hear this a lot in certain like groups I do, what if everybody else has an amazing experience but I don't feel a shift? See how all of those thoughts like can hold us back. What if I don't want to spend my money doing that? What if it just doesn't, I would, if there's any limiting beliefs or resistance that comes up, I would ask yourself, okay, where is my pain point of not wanting to explore what this could mean? Because I believe if anybody has been curious or watching this video or seen any of our posts and they're like, huh, I wonder what that would be like. There's a reason why it's even coming into your awareness in the first place. So and I think back to when we did that retreat in Mexico, I had no idea what to expect. I didn't know one person on the retreat. And
Mhm.
that was very intimidating. I was like, oh my gosh, I think we've all been there on some level. So if anybody was having any concerns or doubts, I would recommend them reaching out to one of us or both of us. And we can do, a one-on-one call or just kind of go deeper into um, what the day will look like. Or I also work with a lot of people that will message me before one of my events and say, you're not going to call me out in front of everybody, right? You're not going to make me answer questions or like we have to do all this. And I think that's so brave to even ask me that before a session and be like, no, you don't, just show up as you are. We're not going to put you in situations that make you feel uncomfortable. We know our audience, we know how to read the room. We're empaths. We've all been there on the other side. We still are in so many ways. So, but I wanted to ask you, Luke, how do you see a person's energy shift while you're watching them do yoga?
So I notice huge shifts after we do a session. That's when a lot of my clients have epiphanies in terms of business, in terms of course, health, healing beyond. So I work with, as you know, clients to age 85 all the way down to 20s and 30s that are CEOs and executives, everything in between. One of my clients mentioned that she always has her notebook out because she is a CEO, and she gets these crazy great ideas during our sessions, and we meet multiple times per week. And this person sees the huge value. And I think every single person I work with and all the people that I work with, Megan, are very, very connected people. And so I see that in terms of ideas, in terms of also, of course, the body shift, body transformation, which happens through the mindset as well. And I wanted to mention, I just saw Keith popped on. If you want a live Reiki reading, we're going to be doing that in just a few minutes. So you can actually just come and hang out in the waiting room, and we're going to let you in one by one. And Megan's going to do a live Reiki energy medicine reading. So you can come back on in just a few minutes. But yeah, like I've just seen massive changes. Of course, it started with myself, right? Myself, like you just mentioned, doing my own retreat, not knowing one soul that was on that retreat, but scheduling a session first with Katie to just talk about the retreat and what it could look like, and not knowing what I was doing. I think that's when I've grown the most, is when I've taken a chance on myself.
I remember Katie texting me, and it made me feel really special that she was like, okay, why are you like not signed up yet? And I literally was thinking of every single reason why. I'm like, oh, it's Mexico. What if it's dangerous? Oh, I don't know anybody. Oh, I don't know if I want to be gone for 3 days. Like it was, and she just told me like, you don't really know what to expect on the retreat, and we're going to be doing all of these really cool things. And then she told me we were going to be in an orphanage, and then I was like, okay, like I really want to go and volunteer. So that kind of shifted the me, I'm all afraid, to like, no, I should go so I can be of service. So that was kind of, how I kind of moved through it. But I think also having in mind that after the retreat that we're both local, and that if there's any way that if there's things that come up, because the thing with energy is it moves quickly when you're doing energy medicine. So I think it's important to know there's a safety net post retreat for integrations, or if there's like any way, that I know that I always say this to every one of my clients, like if I can help you in any way integrate after a session, I am available. Like the healing, of course, like the process is happening when we're in the space together, right? We're feeling it, we're doing the things, we're being instructed what to do. But the integration piece, what happens after, knowing that there's tools and how, because there can be very big emotional releases during our time together. And it's important for people to know that there is an integration piece afterwards where they will also be supported.
Absolutely. And I think what's so great in that integration piece is you have us and you have the souls that are going to be joining us. And I'm extremely excited to see who else comes. And I want to also emphasize, like, your location, my Reiki RX, is walking distance from the beach. And so we're going to be able
Mhm.
to take advantage of that during the retreat. And I
Yes.
know for me, it's also been helpful to get that change in environment in, to change that energy. As just like I said, I was down in La Jolla earlier today, and I want to mention too, for any of y'all that are considering joining us, just start journaling. Like, see what comes up when you're thinking about doing this, and know that when you pour into yourself, that service comes as a side effect, right? That service to humanity. And I actually talk about this at the end of my book. You getting into your healthiest body, mind, and life is you helping create a healthy, peaceful, harmonious world. So it all starts with you. Focus on what you can control, and it has these ripple effects in our universe and our world.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And right now we're in kind of this collective energy where things um feel very like very I for lack of a better way to say it in this moment is out of control. There's all kinds of things going on that are just simply out of our control. So a lot of people will ask me, what can I do? I have this relationship that feels very tense. I have this job that I don't like, but I still want it. I just don't like it. How can I become like, a lot of corporate America is really struggling with, especially those that are healing, that want more freedom. Like all of these, our world is changing. We chose to be here right now. We are very lucky to be on the planet right now, even though it doesn't quite feel that way. But the planet is going through huge shifts. And if you notice, when this chaos is getting kind of heavier, it means that we are on the brink of huge shifts because the old ways of being are no longer working. They haven't been working for a very long time. And I'm talking about the economy, I'm talking about politics, I'm talking about the way that we show up in the world in general. Big themes. And so all of that can really spin us out because it's out of our control, right? So, what can we do? What does every spiritual leader, every spiritual great from any religion, any holistic approach is going to tell you? Work on yourself. Work on loving yourself in such a deep and unapologetic way, even when the world is in chaos, because there's nothing else that we can really do other than show up as the highest version of ourselves. And that, like you mentioned, is trickle effect. And we can see it in our own lives. Like the more that I love myself, let myself be who I am, release my past and traumas, i'm I am just one person, but our energy is extremely powerful. I'm raising the whole vibration of the world. And the fact that we get to help others do that by feeling good about themselves is just, to me, it's magical. Like I get emotional thinking about how beautiful that practice is. I'm so excited to keep sharing it, and that then it just continues to get bigger.
Absolutely. When you transform your energy, you transform your life. And I couldn't agree more, Megan. We are in a time of transition. We're entering a
Yes.
new world order. And even if you look at history, history repeats itself. And a lot of people are talking about that. We're seeing all of the same exact patterns that we literally saw 100 years ago. And now more than ever, it's really important for you to ground, to focus on you, and to know that your superpower, your energy, you are the secret to this success, as opposed to getting caught up in something that already happened, really focusing on what you desire to happen. And I know I think that's what's one of the beautiful magical things with manifestation, with this energy medicine, is really of course the deciding part, but then
Mhm.
also attracting those desires rather than forcing them. And I know that's what's been so beautiful about me getting really in touch with my creative inner child within, has been once again trusting that voice and knowing that when I'm rejected, I'm followed, when something that I thought that I wanted doesn't work out, that's actually a really great redirection. And I know, so for some of the folks out there that might be feeling a little bit like down now, it is Mercury retrograde, things might not be working out technologically, relationship wise, as maybe they would have otherwise wanted. How can, like, are there any things coming to you that you want to share with the folks watching live or the replays?
Specifically what they can do right now
Yeah,
for.
yeah, for our people out there, I know my conversations with some people are doing great right now. Some people are having a lot of things, like you said, out of their control happening, and are feeling like the energy is thrown off. Maybe it is with family, maybe it is with job, beyond personal issues, like anything that they can do to still have that amazing energy, still love themselves.
Yeah, definitely. And that was so well put. I think what I've noticed even in the collective from all of the clients that I've seen from this week, um, is so again, kind of going back, I'm going to backtrack just a little bit to yesterday, we had the Lionsgate portal. So Lionsgate is every year on August 8th. This year, 2024 is also an 8 year because it adds up to eight. So it's 888. And you know, Nikola Tesla explains this the most, like, so for all the sciencey brains, he said that every single secret of the universe can be found in the number combination 3, 6, and 9. That everything in the universe is, we're all functioning on these like really amazing matrices and grids of numbers and planets, and all the things are all like, we are all one, and we have so much going on behind the scenes. And so again, this all ties back to that we are energy. We are energetic beings. We are spirits having a human experience, not humans having a spirit. We are spirits in a human body, and we've chosen this body, and we've chosen this time on earth. So when we start owning that, our perception begins to shift. So back to the Lion's Gate. So the sun is in Leo, and we have this really bright star in the sky right now that you can actually see. If you have a sky app, put it towards the sky tonight when it's dark, and you'll see the star Sirius. So Sirius and the sun align during the Lion's Gate. And what happens is, as humans, we are receiving more light. What happens when we receive more light on earth? Things get a little chaos, like a little bit more chaotic, and it also illuminates our shadow. Illuminating our shadow is not a is some people get very frightened by this because it's like, oh no, I don't want to know what my patterns and my traumas are. Like, let's just keep those in the darkness. But when we want to truly shift our energy, we can bring that shadow to the surface with this light and look at it and say, okay, I'm ready to let this go. And that's what's happening within relationships right now. People are like at their wits end with relationships. A lot of the shadows coming up, so partners are getting like more friction, because we play off each other's shadows and patterns. So right now, while that's happening, I would say the number one thing you could do is try to identify what your patterns are that are being created by certain thoughts. I'll give you an example. That's all I've been doing this week is I've been really, I usually do 10 things in the morning I'm grateful for to start my day. This week I did 22 things because I needed some supercharge. So that's how I would shift my energy, was by starting my day with gratitude. And then I asked my higher self to show me the patterns specifically in my relationships that are hurting me. And they came to the surface and I was able to, doesn't mean that I've let them go, but at least I was able to get in front of my thoughts of like, we're all kind of on some level dealing with some patterns of, am I worthy? Am I good enough? Am I going to be abandoned? Like there can be lots of like similar patterns to that. So in this time frame when these things are coming up, it's how do I look at this not as something that's hurting me, but as something that I can love on more about myself. So that's truly some behind the scenes stuff that I like to do, and I give myself a ton of grace, and I practice a forgiveness mantra. It's a Hawaiian mantra called the Ho'oponopono prayer. I love you. I'm sorry. Forgive me. Thank you. And there's a song, and I listen to that like for 10 minutes every day, where I just send out forgiveness and love in every direction all around me. And we'll practice that at the retreat. It's a game changer. It will instantly raise your vibration.
I'm so excited, just as much as anyone else, to do all of this, Megan. Thank you for sharing. And I wanted to add on top of that, and this actually comes from Megan when I went to my own Reiki reading with you, Megan, a few years ago. And it's to have a picture of your inner child somewhere that you can see, literally your child, somewhere that you can see every day. Parent yourself now as an adult and know that how you talk to yourself, your inner child is hearing what you are saying. So if you are frightened, that inner child may go into chaos and worry. And so it's really important to redirect those thoughts into actually the best case scenario. I'm dropping my book right now, Megan. I'm sharing things that I've never shared with anyone except for the one person who's read the whole book, which is my editor, Chrissy. I love you. She's amazing. Number two, a lot of emotions come up with sharing my truth, right? Now, I know worrying does nothing, right? It's kind of like you're praying for something bad to happen. Rather, I've been refocusing on how sharing these things, these mountains, these valleys I've been through is healing. And it's also empowering to myself, to my family, to my readers, to people that desire hope and desire to live their dream, to heal, and to also call in happiness and love, health. Now, next, I want to add some concrete ideas, and this comes from my background as a counselor, lifestyle consultant. If you are not feeling the best of vibe, right? That vibe is that energy you feel when someone walks in the room, and you want it to raise so that you can attract better things right now. Simply listen to some high vibe music, right? I have a high vibe playlist I just dropped in one of my reels that you can scroll down and save. I had 4 people save it because I just shared it with everyone on Facebook. Number 2, do things that make you energetically feel good and align with who you are becoming. So if you're on a fitness health journey, rather than, and this is what I used to do, rather than go out for and binge drink and all that stuff, let's go out and get you something that makes you feel good. I know for me, before our interview, I went and bought myself an iced coffee. And I feel so good. I know, and that's not for everyone, right? I have friends who are like, "Oh hell no, I'm not going to do no coffee." So maybe it's a tea. Maybe it is like getting yourself a bouquet of flowers or a massage or a spa day. Number 3, simply journal. If you're going through a rough patch, let's just be real, it's happening for some people out there. Journal how this might be in the long term a good thing. I was actually talking with my own coach earlier this week, Megan, and I was telling him like so many magical things have been happening in my life. This book's dropping, retreats, Thailand, and I was like, it's been taking years. And he asked me, he's like, Luke, aren't you grateful that you went through some rough patches? And I was like, actually, I am. If things happen instantaneously, I don't think that I would have the same empathy, wisdom, knowledge, and grit and perseverance, because the reality is that's life, boo. It goes up, it goes down. And we have 2 minutes till our live Reiki readings, y'all. So please feel free to come onto the Zoom now if you want. But anything coming up for you,
Yeah.
Megan?
Um, I was really just resonating with what you were saying. And when you said worrying is like praying for something bad to happen, I got goosebumps over my entire body. Like, because that is just truth. That is truth. So it's like, how do we hold this space for ourselves to feel fear, but move forward in our lives anyway? And not let the worry or the fear hold us back in any way. It is okay to have some of that, um, but still keep moving forward in your life. And that's really how I see how you've pushed through to where you're at right now. And like, as far as like time, like I agree with you, these things take time. And, but remembering that our souls, like time is a human construct. So I still remember on my healing journey when my guide told me, yeah, I see this happening for you in a year and a half. And I was like, it felt like I got stabbed in the heart. I was like, a year and a half? I've already been doing this for like five years at that point. And I look back on it now, and that idea that I had to have that happen right then, or that it had to come so quickly, I'm glad that it took time and I went through a lot of twists and turns and heartbreaks, because there's just a different value in the in working through. We're worth it. We're worth that time. Every person is. And the last thing I'll say is, then when you get that feeling after a certain amount of time, it's not fleeting. It stays with you, right? And it's, then we have to turn on the knowledge of how to keep our manifestations, where I think if they come instantly, it becomes too easy for them to change into something else, and that's, we want it to stick. So I just really resonated with what you said.
So
Yeah.
true, Megan. And I just wanted to add, going off of what you were saying, that when you consciously manifest your desires, you put in the work, you do the affirmations, you work with a coach, et cetera, you are less likely to have anxiety and depression, etc. once you manifest those three-dimensional things. Now, people that subconsciously manifest something, so if you're manifesting health, for example, and you were born into a very healthy family, you're manifesting wealth and you were born into it and it was subconsciously manifested, etc., those people sometimes experience issues, challenges potentially related to that worthiness, related to not being ready for the comments, the what have you, the trolls that come out when you are shining bright, right? And I know in my own experience, so I just want to mention, like, these are all kind of training sessions for that big win at the Olympics, okay? And we need to go through those training sessions so that we don't hurt ourselves when we're getting onto that train of success. I like to think of success, love, even health. It's like it's a train that comes sometimes. It might not come every single day, but when it comes, you need to be ready. Your energy needs to be fired when you meet the right person, the right place, right time. Whether it is online, where 90% of new relationships now happen, or it's in real life. Like I was just talking with some of my friends at Lotus and Luna at the boat party yesterday, and everyone brought a plus one. Everyone, they all had their boo there, or their friend. And I just asked them, I was like, where did y'all meet? And it was interesting because a lot of them met through friends, through other people, through their energy, right? Whether it's business,
Yeah.
it's love. We are in a time of visibility when you are being seen and heard, and people are recommending you to people that energetically match you.
Yeah. Yeah, that I would say is really the most powerful way to do that. And I love that we're building this collective community here in San Diego. There's a lot of people that really need it and want it, and I'm just honored that we're here and that we can create this space and this retreat that is just, I hope that everybody that is there is open, and you might just meet some friends or a partner. Who knows? I know that like sometimes when I have my breathwork events or meditation events, I hope that there are like-minded conscious individuals that either become friends or who knows, maybe even open their heart to potentially meeting their partner, because a lot of people are manifesting their divine soulmate right now. And so we can work on that too. And we also manifest our divine soulmate or our friends through loving and paying attention to ourselves first. And that's what this energy also will help a person receive.
Absolutely. Yeah, and I know that the more in touch I get in, the more I get in touch with this energy within, it's like the more great things have happened in terms of health, in terms of, for me, I used to really struggle with drinking. I struggled with my relationship with myself, right? I didn't truly wholeheartedly love myself, and that really manifested physically. Of course, physically, and of course, in what I chose to put into my body, of course, what I chose to do with my time. And so I'm so, so grateful for people like you, Megan, that have really brought me higher, because
Mhm.
I'm honored to be connected with you. I know we become the five people
Same.
that we're closest to. And I am so glad to my former self that I just took the plunge and joined our retreat in 2019. And now I wanted you to know, if you're watching this, this is your sign to make the change, to join our retreat, to do something different, to get a new result.
Mhm.
So I want to hear
Yeah.
that in the comments, y'all. Like, I know I wrote it in, like, what are you calling in? What do you desire? We'd love to hear it. And
Mhm.
if you're interested, of course, we are doing the energy medicine retreat here in La Jolla, San Diego, and it's going to be a day of magic. So if you're interested in diving deeper, do let us know. And once again, includes vegan gourmet lunch and also Reiki energy medicine, yoga, breath work, so much more, and some wonderful gifts. Now, we have about 5 more minutes. Once again, if you're watching live, click on the link in the comments to join the Zoom. Megan is going to be doing a live Reiki reading for anyone who wants to tune in. Anything else coming to you that you wanted to mention, Megan?
Only that I encourage anyone to reach out prior to the retreat if you need any support. If you need any support in any direction, or if there's anything that was said today on our chat that resonated or that you're interested about, either myself or Luke can hold that space for you and just kind of see, what comes up, because it's very common for these types of topics to bring up a lot of questions. And I think, as individuals that really take this work very seriously and it's so heart centered, I just want to really say that my door is open, and not just for a Reiki session, but for any type of support. Um, they can reach out to me on Facebook or Instagram, or my phone number, or all our information's on our stuff. So I'm here as a resource.
Absolutely. Thank you for sharing that. And I, as well, to Megan's people, to my people, everyone in the universe who just stumbles upon this video, I'm committed to you. So please do connect with me, send me a direct message. And once again, it's so much more than just yoga. Like, we can even just connect authentically and talk more about what you desire to call in. I'm here to help you get fit, love, while making money, and heal beyond that. Now, with all that in mind, for the people that are watching the live and the replayers, I just wanted to hand the reins off to you, Megan, to do some virtual Reiki.
Okay. And how many minutes do I have?
Well,
Five
let's just
minutes?
do it in the next, 5 minutes.
Five
Perfect.
minutes. Okay. So I would recommend making sure that you're in a comfortable position. Feet on the floor. I know for like myself, I'm sitting at my on my desk chair, so my feet are just firmly planted on the floor. Try to sit up as straight as possible if you can, or if you want to lay down. And we'll just begin to connect to our body through our breath. So taking a nice deep inhale through the nose, all the way up through the top of your head, holding at the top. And then open mouth, exhale, drop your shoulders. Feel your body surrender. Maybe that was the deepest breath that you've taken all day. So let's do that again. Really intentional deep breath through the nose, clearing the mind. And exhale, release. Let it go, feeling your ears move further away from your shoulders. Just really checking in with yourself on this beautiful Friday. How are you feeling? Feeling if there's any like energy or tension in your body. This time we're going to take another deep inhale together, inhaling just peace and light. Inhale. And on the exhale, we're going to release any worry or doubt. If any thoughts start trickling in, you can just wrap them in a nice white light. Or sometimes I like to imagine a big box next to my head, and I'll just one by one put the thoughts in this box. And then place a heavy lid on top of the box and watch it just lovingly float away, creating a nice blank space within your mind. And now let's just check in with our chakra system, this energetic system that we have within our body that really contributes to our vibration and to our feelings. So starting with your awareness, send your awareness up to the top of your head, your crown chakra. You can imagine a beautiful white light turning on. Keep on breathing, bringing this light into your body. Now this white light begins to enter in, now down into your third eye, the space within your forehead, turning on a beautiful purple light, your third eye chakra, cleansing and clearing any energy or debris that's no longer serving you. Then moving this light down, trickling through your eyelids, down your cheeks, your jaw, into your throat, turning on a beautiful blue light of the throat chakra. This beautiful ocean of energy opens up in your throat space. This is our connection to our personality, to our truth. Allow this ocean of energy to just cleanse and purify any staticky energy that may be in this space. This energy continues to trickle down now into the heart. You can just lovingly place your hands on your heart if that feels comfortable. The color of the heart chakra is a beautiful green color. It's like this forest of energy that's deep within our chest. The most powerful frequency on the earth is love. Feel this power within your chest begin to move. What if I operate from love? Sending love to yourself underneath your hands, feeling into this miracle of your body. Now moving your awareness down into your solar plexus, bright yellow turns on right above your belly button, your center of worthiness. This is also where we can pick up other people's energy. You can just imagine like a bucket cleansing out or light leaving your body, returning this energy to sender, bringing your aura into a lighter feel. Anything that's been weighing you down, just I give myself permission to let it go. Moving this energy down now underneath the belly button, the sacral chakra, this sacred place within our torso. This is where we hold on to old hurts or feelings. It's also our center of creativity and sexuality. Those two go hand in hand. Feel this bright orange light turn on. Maybe it's a small fire or a big fire. Letting this energy cleanse and clear. And then finally moving down into our hips, our root chakra, beautiful red light, ruby red light. Moving down through the tops of your legs, through your knees, down around your ankles and out through the bottoms of your feet. You can imagine drains on the bottom of your feet or roots going deep down into Mother Earth. Allow her to cleanse and clear and hold you as you just drain any remaining energy that's not serving you. Let it go. And now let's take a closing breath together as if you're inhaling through the bottom of your feet, all the way up to the top of your head. Pull that energy in, connecting you as a pillar of light to receive all of the things in your highest good. And exhale, go. You can drop your hands down from your heart, just shake it out. You can move your hands down your arms if you need to cleanse any of the energy. Now we can bring our hands to heart center as a collective group. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being a light on this earth. Thank you for doing that practice that shows that you are contributing to the light that we have all around us. Thank you. May our paths align and support one another as we go through this journey together. With all my gratitude, namaste. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Megan. Oh my God, that was
Yeah.
amazing. And everyone in the future, just leave your greatest takeaways in the comments below. And of course, do connect with us. Do go and follow Megan. If you enjoyed today's live podcast interview, we would love to hear from you. Leave a review. And for people that are vibing with you, Megan, and of course, join our retreat. It's energy.fitergy.co, and me or Megan, we can send you the link directly if you're interested in getting $200 off. It is valid until Sunday. So do contact us and join the party September 14th. Gonna be amazing. Last but not least, for Megan's people, my handle on Instagram is limitless_Luke, and Mindfully Sculpted is our Facebook community. And I'm a lifestyle consultant, yoga teacher, personal trainer, committed to your success. Megan, where can people find you that are vibing with you that want to connect?
You can find me on Instagram at Megan the Guide, or My Reiki RX, or on my website, myreikirx.com. I'm physically located in the Cove near in La Jolla. Yeah, I'm open, and hopefully I can support any and everyone in some capacity.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Megan. Have a
Thank
fantastic
you.
day, weekend, year. Love y'all, everyone.
Thank
Bye bye.
you. Bye, Luke. Love
Peace,
you.
love, and
See
health.
you.
Bye bye. See you
Bye.
soon. Take care. Thank you, everyone.